What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. 2018 U.S. Open champion Naomi Osaka wins in a three-set thriller over Marta Kostyuk, 6-3, 6-7, 6-2. A very up and down matchup to say the least, as the 18-year-old Marta battled her emotions throughout the matchup, but she's got a bright future. But Naomi Osaka was the more seasoned, more consistent player, and that ultimately got her through to the fourth round. Man, this was a very interesting matchup to say the least. Naomi came out very strong in the first set, man. She was giving her first set service over. She was getting her first serve over. She was moving well. Her forehand and backhand game was very strong, and she was just basically just being a more consistent player. Didn't have as many winners as Marta, but had way more, or let me say, way less unforced errors, and that was ultimately downfall for Marta Kostyuk in this matchup. Had a lot of highs and a lot of lows, and that's what cost her in this matchup. Now, the second set, Kostyuk found a game, and she was able to hit a lot of winners and got up 5-3 in the second set. But again, here come those unforced errors. Had a hard time at times getting her first serve over, and Osaka rallied to tie the set at 6-6 in the second set. And they went to a tiebreaker, and Kostyuk fell down 2-0 in this tiebreaker, but she showed a lot of grit and a lot of determination. She was able to ultimately win that tiebreaker and force a third set. Now, Kostyuk moved very well in this matchup, but she called the trainer twice as they tended to her ankle. And the first time I think they tended to her ankle, it might have had Naomi Osaka, who's battling her own hamstring injury, thinking like, oh, okay, she's having a problem with her ankle. Maybe she may be let down a little bit. But then when she went to the trainer the second time, I noticed that Naomi Osaka never even looked over there. She was like, I'm not going to foul for the bandana in the tailpipe again. I'm not going to foul for the old okie doke. I'm not going to finna do that. I'm finna stay focused. And she actually came back from the second time out and jumped up love 40. And she was up 2-1 in the third set. And I think that was the ultimate downfall. She was up. She had love 40, had a chance to go up 3-1. Naomi Osaka was able to get it back to deuce and ultimately hold her service game 2-2. And then after that, she won 4 straight games. I think at one point she won like 15 out of 18 points and coasted to in the third set to win a 3-set up and down matchup. Man, it was very, very, very fun to watch. Very exciting to watch. And I salute Naomi Osaka for persevering and advancing to the round of 16. Now, as far as Marta Kostyuk, I think she got a bright future. She's definitely got the game to win a Grand Slam. No doubt about it. But she's got to get a little bit more mature on the court and get a little bit more mature and not get so emotional on the court. I thought that was a downfall. But she's got a lot of grit. And I give her this, that she does get upset when she misses a shot or have an unforced error, but she seems to bounce back. She doesn't seem to stay down. And then a lot of young players you find that once they have problems and they're not playing well, they stay down and they end up losing the match without putting up pretty much a good fight in that particular matchup. But she was able to, put that bad point behind her, put that bad service game behind her, and continue to fight. And I salute her for that, man. She's got a real bright future out of the Ukraine. Her mother is her coach. She was there in attendance, and you saw her having a running conversation with her mother. Her mother was very stoic in the stands, and I think she was basically really was a common influence on Kostyuk. Kostyuk did a lot of venting, and her mother really didn't engage back with her. She just basically looked at her, and I think that kind of calmed down Kostyuk, or at least got her to put once she was through venting, to focus back on the next point. So that was a good thing to see, and hopefully in the future she'll become a little bit more mature, because she definitely has the game to win a Grand Slam. So give Naomi Osaka credit to getting to the round of 16. Now it's going to get real interesting. It's going to get much, much more interesting as they get to the round of 16. A lot of these top players are getting knocked off at this U.S. Open. So you got a lot of players probably haven't got a book on those players that they're playing, because they've got a lot of players coming to the forefront in this tournament that you wouldn't normally see. So, you got a lot of new players, a lot of young players, a lot of players haven't played in 3 years and they're back playing, so you don't know how their game stacks up now compared to 3 years ago. It's got a lot of different things going on, especially coming back from this pandemic where players have not played a lot of tennis leading up into this tournament. So this was going to make a very, very interesting second week of the U.S. Open. But give Naomi Osaka credit for advancing to the round of 16. In this particular matchup, she didn't have a lot of information on her opponent because she was so young, didn't play in a lot of tournaments. And then, like I say, leading up to this tournament, being out 6 months, a couple of players, some players might have played in a warm-up tournament, the Western and Southern Open, the week before the U.S. Open, but a lot of players didn't get a chance to play in there. So they's coming in basically off 6 months of inactivity. So that combination led to a tricky type of matchup for Naomi Osaka, not having any kind of information on her opponent. All she knew that about her opponent was that her opponent was a strong power player, very athletic, and very young. That pretty much suits Naomi Osaka's game. She likes to play those type of opponent, but without having any kind of information of what they go for in certain moments, what they tend to do when they're on their second serve. Do they go kick serve, or do they tend to go more down the middle? Just small little tidbit information that you would know if you've seen your opponent play before, if you got video of your opponent, which Naomi Osaka did not have for this particular opponent today. But nevertheless, she got through, and I salute Naomi Osaka for advancing to the fourth round of the U.S. Open. Let me know what you think about Naomi Osaka's chances of winning her second U.S. Open championship. Let me know what you think. Hit the bell comment button, hit the thumbs up button if you like this video, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.